What is going on?
With me? With you?
No, I didn't mean that. I meant like, hello. We're back on the podcast. Back on the podcast. Sadie, you haven't been on for a while?
Last time we was on here, we said that I hadn't been on for a long time that time. And we've really kept it long this time too.
Yeah, well, you're back on.
Yes.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because the real reason why I wanted you on here, because when you're on, we get the most amount of views and plays. So that's why you're on here. No other reason. That's it. Not that you
I'll have it.
I'm messing around. Obviously, conversation's always interesting when there's two people, and especially when they're with Sadie. So, today, I've dragged you on the podcast on your day off. Sorry.
Yeah, innit?
It's a Saturday, and I am forcing Sadie to get on the podcast and record something with me because I have no friends and nobody else to speak to on here.
No, I don't mind.
So, anyway, so one of the things that, the reason why I've asked you to come on and speak to me, because there's something I said to you the other day, it was quite a while ago. I asked everyone a question because I was listening to someone else's podcast, A Secret to Success by Eric Thomas and CJ. And they would discuss, I think CJ said he always gets people asking him like, you know, I don't know what to follow. Like, I have a passion. I don't know what my passion is or my purpose is. I don't know what I should go after.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the questions he said that he asks people when they often ask him that question is, what do you find comes easy to you that doesn't come to other people, that other people find difficult naturally? So what do you find that's just naturally easy for you, and then try and pursue a career in that area, because that's usually where your passion lies, or where you'll be able to create something because you're naturally just gifted in that area.
Okay.
So I thought, let me just ask everybody who works with us in our little WhatsApp group, what do you think is your thing that naturally comes easy to you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things you said, I was quite surprised by because I didn't think it would be something you said. I hadn't even considered it to be an issue. I just didn't even... This is how naive as in I am in terms of like looking at it from this point of view.
Yeah.
And I guess privileged I am because I'm a male.
Yes. Okay.
So this is probably why it's never even occurred to me to think about this. It has from a working out point of view, but not from the work side of things. So I'll let you kind of take it away and just say what you said, and then people will kind of understand what I'm going on about.
Yeah, so one of my points was that one thing that comes easy to me is being in a male-dominant area and being in the gym, which is most of the time, and also not even just the gym, even in the industry that we work in. A lot of the time it is quite male-dominant. But to me, this is something that is quite easy for me. I'm quite comfortable with this. But to a lot of people, this is actually something that isn't easy and it's actually quite hard to do. So yeah, that was one of my main points.
Yeah. So when you say you find it comes easy to you, like, what do you mean by that? Like, you just find it easy working around males or being around males? Like...
I think more I find it being, I'm comfortable being in that area around males. I'm comfortable, say for example, me training in a gym. I'm comfortable and I'm confident in that area as well. So it's not just with the work, it's also with my training side of things as well, which is more, I think that was what I meant more about the side that is the training side of it than the work.
Okay. So,
because I know for a lot of people that is very difficult.
So why do you think it comes easy to you compared to other people?
I think this is because I've worked in the fitness industry. I've worked in a gym for the past 8-9 years now. So I'm not saying this is something that I've always been okay with and I've always been comfortable with and it's come easy to me. Definitely at the beginning of my career and when I first started getting into fitness, it definitely wasn't easy. But it's something that has grown. And now for me, it's something that, I don't see how it was a problem before because of how I am now. Yeah,
so that's what I was going to get at, because when you said it, I was quite shocked that you said it, because I remember, I don't think it shouldn't be me who says this, because obviously you feel it comes easy to you. But from an outside point of view, when you first said it, it didn't come across like you were comfortable, as in you were completely just at ease in terms of working in a male dominant industry.
Do you mean Do you mean now? Like
No,
as a person, or how you've known me over the years? And
no, I feel like you've grown into the role because,
like
definitely. When you first started, and I don't know if it was because it was a male industry that you would like, you felt uncomfortable working in a male industry. I meant, what I mean is like, it looked like you didn't quite feel comfortable becoming a personal trainer at the start.
Oh, definitely.
Because you were quite young. How old were you when you first started in the industry?
I must have been about 19. Okay. 18, 19.
So when you're 18, 19, you don't have like the kind of self-confidence you might do now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that even crossed your mind, like, oh, there's loads of males in the gym and I don't want to work in that space, or like, I don't know like how to work in this space or anything like that. But like, it didn't look like you were confident, but was it that was
I think that was one of the things, definitely. Like when I first got into training and becoming a personal trainer, being in a gym and working there, it wasn't just the fact that it's a male dominant area, but that definitely was a factor. At the time that I knew that I was training other people in this gym where there's a lot of males around, it definitely wasn't easy, and it definitely was a bit uncomfortable, I would say. But as I've grown into my career and I've got better at what I do and I'm kind of used to that field, now it's something that is so easy for me. But it definitely wasn't at the start.
Okay.
I've definitely grown into where I am now.
So when you said that, like, you meant more now rather than
definitely.
back then?
Yeah, okay, definitely. Yeah. It's something that, like, it's not something that has come easy to me all my life. Yeah.
So why do you feel like you've kind of grown into it? Like, I know you said like it's just over time and stuff, but what do you feel like has made it easier working in a very male dominant industry?
I feel like my confidence. So because I've gained confidence, now being in that environment isn't a big deal for me. Yeah. And it's purely down to my confidence. But that has come over time. And there's been factors that have influenced me building on my confidence.
Like what?
So knowledge. Yeah. So definitely. So when I first started to where I am now, because I've gained all my knowledge and I feel like I know what I'm doing and I've learned along the way, when I'm training myself and when I'm training our members and other people, I feel like I know what I'm doing. So in this field now, I'm confident and my confidence has grown. I could definitely resonate with that, like, because even when I started it, like, obviously being in a male myself, that never even came across in my head, like, oh, it didn't feel like an issue. I guess I had an insecurity in the industry. I felt a bit like a fraud because one, I was out of shape, and two, while my knowledge was there, like, obviously I didn't feel confident in my own abilities to coach other people or train other people. But I guess that makes it easier. Oh, definitely. To get rid of insecurities, doesn't it? Definitely. Confidence, even with, I know a lot of people, I say females, confidence in a gym, whether you're personal trainer or you're just literally a female going to the gym. Confidence, I think, is one of the biggest factors that stops people from going to the gym or reaching their goals. So building on your knowledge in whatever area it may be can really help improve that. So do you think that a lot of females feel like you first did when you first started working in the fitness industry? Because if I'm honest, I guess maybe it is something that I should have maybe thought about, but like I literally it didn't even cross my mind that at the start, maybe, like, I get it when females want to work out in a gym that's full of males, but I didn't think of it like, oh, like fitness, people who work in the fitness industry would be worried about working in a male dominant gym. Yeah, industry. Because I never saw the fitness industry as a male dominant industry. I guess now I'm thinking about it, there's always more trainers that are males in the gym than are females. But I've always seen lots of females, like where we worked, when I first started working, it was quite an even ratio. And then it kind of went away. But there was always females in that gym. So like, I guess it just didn't like kind of really register on my mind that it would be a big problem. Like, have you ever felt like that? Like, I don't know, have you ever felt intimidated by men in the workspace kind of thing? In the workspace? I'm not sure. I wouldn't say intimidated, no, but I know I have heard that a lot of the times, actually. A lot of people have said that they felt intimidated in a workplace with males. But I wasn't ever intimidated. It was more just a confidence
Okay.
confidence thing for me.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's a good thing that you've never had to experience that. And a lot of women do, like, they feel, I guess, like, I don't know, do you ever felt like male trainers are better than female trainers, or have you never felt like that?
I think I actually have, but I feel like...
I don't mean that as a statement. I don't mean like that. That's the truth. I just meant like, because there's a lot more males in the industry. Well, I think there's a lot more males in the industry. But
it's becoming, over the last few years, I definitely feel like a lot more females are getting into the industry. Yeah,
there's a big woman movement in the fitness industry in terms of, especially around like empowering women to feel strong and to feel, it's not like, back in the day, the message that the fitness industry would tell women is like, I guess it's like, you're not good enough and you have to look like this.
Yeah.
And now it's about like kind of self-empowerment and the whole like body positive movement and all these things like females speaking their truth is very good to hear.
Yes.
Like it's such a nice, refreshing message as opposed to like one that's filled with like kind of, that just fuels more insecurities.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, I guess we're going through a time where like women still to this day aren't treated equally to men. And like, men do find it easier to succeed in like careers often. Depending on what careers, but like most careers, it is easier for males to, I guess, move forward. Especially with things like, so just look at it like the way we work in the fitness industry, we either work, as in we trade our time and then we get some money back from either the people that pay us, like our members or clients, or from the people that are paying us as an employer. If you don't work, like as a woman, because you've got kids to take care of, or like you're going through like pregnancy, for example, and you're going to have maternity leave, the way the industry is right now, it's not set up for like women to succeed in that sense, like have a longevity of a career. Because if you take time out to look after your children and stuff, like no one's sticking around. I guess online training makes that a lot easier nowadays.
Exactly. But being in person, like you say, no one's sticking around for that time.
Yeah.
It makes it very hard then.
It does make it hard for a woman who's young to succeed until the point they're trying to start a family, I guess. And then like, that's just poor employing conditions, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to overcome that, like by having better like standards in our industry. But aside from that, like, there's no real kind of overcoming that problem.
No.
Like, I guess you could do stuff from home in terms of like online training.
And that's why I think online coaching now is quite popular, because a lot of females, that's a great way of still working, still earning and being at home. So you can still look after your child or whatever it may be. And
we talk about children a lot, but like, that's not the only, like, I guess it empowers you to be yourself, build a community of people without having people interrupt and disrupt your community. Whereas like in a gym environment, you have to share the space with people that might not necessarily be like you. I mean, we experience it when we're at the gym. Like, there's people that aren't like the way we work, or just generally even have the same standards of practice as us. And it's a bit annoying being in the same space.
It is, yeah.
But it's just something that happens. Where was I going with this, Sadie? So
I'm not quite sure.
Well, as you know, the podcast is all about helping people feel stronger, fitter, and happier. And one of the things is like that I'm big on is helping people feel empowered and people feel strong and stuff. So that's, I guess, why I wanted to know your opinion on like, how did you become someone who feels good in an environment and comfortable? And I guess you've answered that, like knowledge, confidence, building up all these things.
Yeah.
But what would you say to someone, a woman who feels like, I guess, like she's not good enough or not strong enough, or someone who's just has those doubts and insecurities that I guess you don't with working in a male dominant area or just around people?
I feel like, can we pause for a sec?
No, we're not pausing. We're on the podcast and we're rolling.
Can you ask the question again?
So
do you know what, you were talking and I literally didn't take the whole question in, so you just need to ask me again.
What would your advice be to someone who basically doesn't feel like you? So you say you feel like, it just comes easy to you and you've built that up, but it does come easier to you now to work in an area like that. And I know you just told me off camera that you didn't actually mean that professionally. You meant it more,
in terms of training.
Yeah, so we'll come to that in a
Yeah.
minute, but like professionally, what would your advice be? Or would it literally be the same advice you'd give?
It would probably be just doing. Like, if I had started my career and let how I felt get in the way of me continuing, then I wouldn't be where I am now. So I know it's easy for me to say, but
well, it's not easy.
Just in terms of like, no, but some people would say, oh, it's easy for you to say, oh, just do. Like, but I mean, I pushed, I gained, I think the confidence thing for me was a massive thing, building on my confidence and pushing through and just focusing on me. Like, not focusing on anyone else around you, just focusing on what you're doing. And that's what I would say. You just gotta, before I keep going on, just focus on, those things.
Okay. Well, I think it's good advice just to do. And I know you said it's easy for you to say, but
I feel like that's a cop-out answer, but
not really, because that's what you did.
Yeah.
Literally, when you think back to like when you first started as a personal trainer and you felt like worried about like, you know, getting started and not being good enough and all these things that might have gone through your head, what did you do? Like, you literally just did what you said you did. Like, you just did it regardless of how you felt.
Yeah.
To overcome the insecurities and doubts, and then you move forward. And if you hadn't done that, you would have had the same doubts and insecurities, but in something else. Exactly. And because you've run once, it becomes easier to run again.
Yeah.
And then you'll be constantly running from anything that's scary in your life.
It was just, exactly. Just about pushing through that.
Yeah. So I think while it's easy for you to say now because you've done it, it might not be easy for someone who's listening or like watching, just thinking, oh, like, well, I can't do that. Like, it's too hard for me. Well, it was hard for you. Like, I saw you. I wish you could see, like, it was in this room, literally, and I wasn't meant to be a part of the conversation. You were talking to your sister, but I just came out of the room, of the other room and I just saw you upset. Like, and you said to your mum and that, like, how scared you were about going back to work because you just didn't want to. You didn't feel good enough. I didn't
think I was good enough. Yeah, that was what it was. I actually came home from my first day at work being at a gym and trying to pick up clients and all these people around me that are doing so well. And I literally came home and I just thought, I just can't do this because I'm just not good enough.
And I like to just jump in and share something with you, Sadie, because someone told me that, I won't mention on camera because I'll speak to you off camera, but like someone just told me recently that you're the best trainer they've ever seen. Oh, that's... And they work in the fitness industry. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So he literally went like, he hasn't seen any other trainers. Maybe he hasn't seen many trainers. I'm joking.
I'm the only one.
No. He just said you're the best that he's seen. Oh, that's nice. So think about how you felt then and now.
Yeah.
So exactly. Literally what I'm saying is she's an example. She's not just saying it. She has walked the walk. Like, just do, like, and just that's the way to overcome your insecurities. And what would you say to someone who, like a female who's worried about getting started with the gym then? Like, you know, because this is something we hit all the time.
Yes, like, it's so common.
Every single week. I was going to say every day, but that would be a lie. We don't know. We don't speak to that many people.
Even on like, not even just who we speak to, but just over social media and what you see out there. And like, we put sometimes a lot of questions out there to people and what they need help with. And a lot of the time it is that people aren't confident with going to the gym. That's something that stops them from achieving their goals. And, a lot of the time that's something that I hate to see because I know something for me now that's so easy and I don't want other females to feel like that. Like, so if we can help females feel like, actually, I can go in a gym, I can reach my goals and not let that stop them.
But how would you do that? Like, how would you literally tell someone who is insecure about her body, one, doesn't really know what to do in the gym, two, and like going into a gym that's almost always packed with males, and it's easy to say, go during the day or like when it's quiet. Yeah. And that is a good tip because if you can go in the day or you can go when it's quiet, it is an easy way to build up your confidence. And it does help, But most people can't. Like, they have to go at times that are busy because that's why that's why those times are busy, because that's when most people can go. So what would you say to those people? Like,
so I'd say one, definitely, like I mentioned earlier, is improving knowledge, because I think going to the gym, a lot of the time people don't feel confident because they're not sure what they're doing. And I feel like whether this is like you're looking online or you get help from a personal trainer or you go to us.
Cheeky plug.
No, I'm joking. But I mean, learning and gaining knowledge, you will feel so much more confident going in the gym because you feel like, actually, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Say, for example, you don't want to walk in a gym and be like, oh, what should I do today? Or like you're twiddling your thumbs wondering, what can I do next? If you know, okay, this is what I can do, this is what I should be doing, which also leads on to my next point is having a plan. Like, you've got to have a plan going to the gym, I feel, because then you're not going to go in the gym and feel like, I don't even know what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
Like, having the knowledge and having a plan of action when you go to the gym is two things that really helped me, and I know has helped a lot of people.
Yeah. Because you're not left to your own devices when you're working.
Exactly.
Just having a bit more knowledge on any topic builds your confidence. Like, think about when we used to do these videos when we first started. Like, if you're watching this on YouTube, go back to some of our old videos. Like, even though we knew what we were talking about, the confidence to deliver that out wasn't there.
No,
because we weren't confident on camera, and the practice improved that. And also, just improving our knowledge has improved our delivery of how we present on camera, or even just to our members, because we know our shit inside out.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for us to kind of just say, like, this is how we feel and this is what we think.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I definitely agree with the knowledge front.
Yeah.
Like, and because that definitely helps you build like power in terms of like just feeling like you're not a bit lost.
Definitely. And also, I think when you go to the gym, it's easy to look at other people and compare. I've done it. Like, I'm still guilty of this now. Like, but some people look and be like, oh, look at that lady, or she's lifting this much, or look how skinny that person looks, or whatever it may be. But all I would say is don't worry about anyone else. Like, when you're going to the gym, just focus on you, what you're there to do, what you're there to achieve, what your goals are. Whatever everyone else is doing around you, you don't know how long they've been going to the gym for, like how long they've been working towards their goals. It's so easy to compare yourself to someone else that you see around you in the gym, and that can knock your confidence. And
it's funny, like, there's people that you guys might see or follow on their fitness, in the fitness industry, that you look at and think, oh, I wish I looked like that. Or like these really confident women who are walking around on Instagram and like they're like dressed really well and they're doing all this stuff in the gym. Often, because we work in the industry, we see these people, we meet these people, we've met them at events and seminars and things like that, and they're just normal. Like, they have insecurities themselves. Like, there was someone that I used to follow on Instagram, and then when I met him in real life, I was like, oh, you're not actually as huge as you looked on the videos, especially with a woman as well. I was like, she's bigger than me. I felt like a bit of a cop out. Like, I was like, what the hell? Like, she looks way more muscular than me. And I met her in real life and she was really slim. Like, pictures and videos and things like that can be a bit like
misleading sometimes.
Yeah. And like, often people look in shape, like, because they're sharing their best photos.
Yeah. Or
they're tensing, or they got good lighting and things like that. And then in real life, I'm not saying they don't look good. Obviously, they still look good. But, I mean, they just look a bit more normal. And like, their physique is a bit more achievable. Yeah. And it kind of makes you feel like, oh, okay, like, I am making good progress. I don't actually, like, like, I've done it myself where I've posted a photo, or I've taken a photo of me and then, like, forgot I took it in really good lighting and a good angle. And I think, looking myself in the mirror and thinking, why don't I look as good as myself?
Exactly. No, we're all guilty of that, trust me.
Literally, like, you're comparing yourself to yourself and looking at, like, you're not good enough kind of thing. Yeah. So, like, that comparison thing is like a bit of something you really need to let go, because social media and all of that has, like, I guess, exemplified that, because you can't get away from it.
Definitely. And I think if you let that, sometimes that comparison and comparing yourself to other people can actually stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. You might not go to the gym because you are comparing yourself to other people and stuff like that. So I feel like, as well as the knowledge and having a plan of action, I feel like just focusing on yourself and what you want to achieve and not worrying about anyone else around you are my 3 kind of most important points that I would say that really help me, and which can really help you guys improving on your confidence with just going to the gym and being in a male dominant area.
And I think going back to that insecurity thing, just on the last point, is just remember that often people feel just the same way as you. Like,
definitely.
I've looked at guys that I thought were incredible shape, and like, I was like, oh, wish I looked like that. And then I've heard them talk about themselves in a very negative way, like, oh, I don't like this about me, or I don't like that. And I'm looking at them like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, I would kill to look like you. And they're like cussing themselves off. Like, it's funny. It's like Leon. Like, you know, your partner Leon, Coach Leon, if you follow us on Instagram and all this stuff. Like, he is quite muscular and he looks really well. And he's, you know, I would rather look like Leon in terms of like muscle and size and things like that. Like, I am myself. I'm quite comfortable with that. But as in like muscle size, I would much rather be Leon's size than my size. Because that's something I would like aspiring to work towards. Not to look exactly like him, but you get my point.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard him speak about, I think it was before Gran Canaria, like, oh, my tummy's fat. And like, this is fat. And he was like saying to me on holiday, like, oh, you're leaner than me. Like, not in a he just was saying it.
Yeah.
Like, just saying it. But like when I heard him speak, like, I was like, what the hell? Like, you look great. Like, most of the people that we train all say that they would like, all the males anyway, would love to look like Leon. And then there's him going like, oh, my tummy looks a bit fat. And I'm like, but you still have abs. Like, but it's do you get what I mean? It's just everyone's got like it. That, everyone's got it. And
same as me.
You just need to, I guess all the girls at the gym say the same thing to you, like in terms of the people we train.
It's funny, I've got so many things that I don't like about myself. But when I say it, people laugh. But to me, it's something I'm insecure about, or the cellulite on my butt. Like, all of those things.
I say this to you, everyone has that. Like,
but to me, like, people would say, oh, Sadie, I really wish I looked like you. But I pick out faults all the time.
Well, maybe you should stop picking out faults.
No, like, I know, but it's something that, or I would look on social media and I compare myself to other people, and we're all guilty of it. Like, I'm not saying that I've never done these things because I do it all the time. But sometimes it can ruin us in a way when we're comparing ourselves to others.
If you constantly do it, you're constantly talking down to yourself and you have a negative voice in your head. So there's research even showing this, that if you constantly do that, it will literally make your mind, you see things in the world negatively, and like you literally become more of a negative person. So just starting to be a bit more positive about yourself is probably one way to become more confident, definitely. Because you start to build yourself up rather than talk yourself down. And I think we've gone on about this quite a lot now. So I think we're going to wrap up there. But if you do have any questions or anything you'd like us to discuss on the podcast, please do let us know. We'd be happy to basically just answer it, talk about it, just help you out. That's what this podcast is for. It's for you to become stronger, fitter and happier. So we'd love to help you do that. So anything you want us to discuss, talk about, if you want to see more of Sadie, less of me, please just let us know, because I normally do the podcast. But and also, it would be great to know if you found today's podcast useful. Like the tips that we've gone through, it would be really good to know if you guys have found these useful. So please let us know. Yeah, so depending on where you're listening to this on, if it's a podcast, then you can email us at podcast@bodybeyond.co.uk. Otherwise, leave a comment if you're watching us on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Yes, we would. Bye.